Hey everyone, it's Riley. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to show you guys all the different journals that I'll be using for 2022. So there's only one journal that I really show throughout the year here on this YouTube channel, but there are a few journals that I use kind of behind the scenes for work and reflection and memory keeping and stuff like that. So today I just want to walk you through all of those. I will also say I do have discount codes for some of these journals down below. So I prefer to get most of my journals from Archer and Olive, so I do have a discount code for them. The other journals I don't have discount codes for, but I did try to include links where possible, so if you're interested in using any of these yourself, you can head down there. And the final journal that I'll be showing you is a digital one, which is actually one that I created myself, and I flipped through it in this video right up here in case you want to watch it. But that digital journal is actually totally free. It can be found at my website, rileyautumn.com, and I do have some other digital resources that kind of pair nicely with that journal over in my Etsy shop, and again, you can find all of that down in the description. So let's go over to my desk and I will show you all the different journals I have for this year and their uses. So this is the main journal that I'll be using for 2022. I'm expecting to use this from about January till June because I have never made it more than 6 months in a journal this size. But if I ever mention my bullet journal, this is the one that I'm talking about. This is my main journal. It's where I will do all of my planning and stuff for work and just events, tasks, all of that. So I'll just give you a quick look at what kind of an average month would look like in here. So I just set up for January, so every month I'll have a title page, and I may switch up some of these pages as I go throughout the months. If there are things that are working for me, I'll keep them. If things are not working, I will get rid of them and try something new. So this is something new that I'm trying in January, just kind of a hub to write down some of my goals and big tasks for the month, a place to remind myself of healthy habits that I want to integrate into my lifestyle, and a little brain dump. Then every single month I will have a monthly calendar, and this is probably my most referred to page every month. So I just write in all of my appointments, events, even some big tasks that need to happen into the calendar. Then I've got my YouTube schedule over to the side, and then I like to write in a focus for every single week. So in January, some of the monthly spreads that I'm trying and that I might change are, first off, a tasks page. I always like to have some kind of task page where I can just kind of write down all the different things that I want to tackle during the month. And I like to separate that either by which week I want to do them in, or by category. So work, home, cleaning stuff, that kind of stuff. And then on this page, I probably won't do this again after January. I just want to kind of set myself up for success in the new year. But this is just a page to kind of lay out the routines that I want to have. So this is my main journal and the one that I will use for all of my planning, and I will definitely use this one on a daily basis. So the next journal that I'll be using in 2022 is from the Bullet Journal Company. It's a Leuchtturm journal, and this is something new that I'm just adding this year, but this journal is going to be used to collect memories and just to write out journal entries whenever I feel like it throughout the year. So I did film a video of me setting up this journal that I will link above, but sadly the elastic band that goes around here snapped. So I actually have just been using it as another bookmark, but I'll kind of show you what I have in store for this journal. So each month I'm planning to do a calendar page like this. These calendar boxes are 6 dot grid spaces wide by 6 tall. And then every day, at the end of the day, I'm going to come here and either doodle a little picture or just write a little sentence about what happened that day, so that at the end of the month, I've got kind of a nice month at a glance here. Then every month I also plan to do a 2-page memory verse spread. So I'm trying to be better this year about memorizing Bible verses. That's something I used to do really regularly, but it's kind of fallen off my radar in the past little while. So I wrote one out just so you can kind of see what I plan to do, and I want to use lots of stickers and washi tape and stuff like that in this journal. And finally, every month I plan to have a favorites page. So I'm not totally sure if these categories will stay the same, but I'm going to write down my favorite food, favorite activities, favorite audio, whether that's an audiobook, podcast, music, and then my favorite thing that I watched or read. And aside from that, I'm planning to just use this journal for daily journal entries, not every day, but just when I feel like it. I'm going to just sit down, grab some stickers, some washi tape, and just write about the things that happened that day or the ways that I was feeling, just whatever I want to get down on paper. So the next thing that I'm using is, I would say it's a journal, but it's definitely not what you think of when you just think of a journal. So this is my 1 line a day 5-year memory book, and I just started this specific one at the beginning of 2021, but this is my second one. So the 5 years before 2021, I filled up an entire book like this. So I'll show you how it works with one of my empty pages at the back. So basically every single day you come in here at the end of the day and just write in anything about that day. So I would start by writing in 2021 up here, and then I'll write down something that happened. And then next year in 2022, when I come back and write 2022 and a memory, I can look back and read what happened the previous year. And so by the time you get to that 5th year, it's just a really fun way to just reflect on how things have changed and what kinds of experiences you've had. So this is a really fun journal and just a really quick thing to add to your daily routine. I always do it right before bed. And yeah, I definitely will have a link to this one because this one's just from Amazon, so I'll have it linked down in the description in case you want to add this to your routine. I know some people do like 1 line a day style journaling in their bullet journals, but what I like better about this is that you can look back at previous years. You know, like when people just do it in their bullet journal, normally they'll have like 1 month. So for all of December, you'll write 1 line a day, but then you never really are forced to like look back on those things. You can, I guess, if you want, but what I like about this is just that every year you're reminded of all the things that happened in the previous year. So those previous 3 journals were like the journals that I will use for my own personal use every day. Those are like my go-to journals. This one here is more of just like an empty notebook that I'm going to use for stuff. So basically whenever I get an Etsy order, I like to write down like the person's name, the date they ordered on, how many months they ordered, all the themes they wanted, the different layouts they wanted, and stuff like that. So this is not like a personal journal for my own use. This is just for work, and like I also will sometimes sketch out like potential journal themes in here to see if they work, or I'll swatch some colors to see if a certain color palette looks good together. So that's what this journal is for. It's just kind of the behind the scenes information before I actually commit something to paper for either a custom journal or my own journal. And the last journal that I'll be using this year is this digital bullet journal that I made that is actually free. It's just really, really empty, and then you can go in and add your own designs and stuff. So I do want to incorporate this journal into my life somehow, mostly just because I want to try it. Like I love the idea of digital planning, but I have no intention for this kind of journaling to replace my physical bullet journals. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to use this one for yet. Some ideas that I have are to use it for like meal planning and planning out my exercise, maybe for a more in-depth like house cleaning tracker than the one that I have in my physical journal. I've also thought about just using this one for like specific projects that I want to tackle, because you have like infinite space in a digital journal to just keep creating new pages to help you plan that project. Or another idea that I've had is to just use this as more of like a reflective sort of journal. So like each week, maybe I'll give myself a journal prompt, and then in the daily boxes, just write a few sentences about that journal prompt. I would honestly probably just Google journal prompts because right now nothing comes to mind. But anyways, I'm not entirely sure how I want to use this, but I am excited to use this. I'm excited for you guys to use this. Like I said, it's free and it's on my website, rileyautumn.com. So anyways, this is another thing that I'm going to try to incorporate into my journaling routine just to try it out. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that yet. Thank you all so much for joining me. Don't forget to let me know down in the comments how many journals you use throughout the year, and how do you like to break that up? Is it similar to what I do with my journals, or do you have a different system? I would love to hear from you all down in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next video.